to Cricket for Americans, Nick here.
And a very dejected night watchman.
I don't know why you're dejected. All I got to say is after watching this match, woo, baby, because this was a fantastic match for anyone that likes themselves some good cricket. Gabe, you love yourself the wickets. You love yourself the bowling. This should have been your favorite match you've ever seen because you had 14 wickets. You had a team bowled out before they got to the death, for crying out loud. You should be praising this match because, in your words, wickets are better than anything else. I think you're dejected right now because the run scoring didn't happen. What's up?
How dare you?
Nick here.
Nick, I'm dejected because, of course, my squad lost. And we'll talk about wickets falling today because, and I'm sure there's some type of form out there that there's gambling that's to be done. But, bro, 14 wickets in the first game, right? 9 by South Africa, 5 by Australia. In this game, there was 14 wickets again. West Indies got bowled out. Bro, the wickets were falling. And if you're betting on wickets or if you're betting on totals, right? Here in America, we could bet on totals of the game. You don't even care who wins or loses. That's our Vegas talk right there. Just what's the total? You know what I'm saying? What's the total? These are unders, cousin. They are unders. And this pitch is an under. We asked the question, like, what happened in the UAE that was such a drastic change? And Renelle, much love, you know what I mean? West Indian fan right there. That's my girl, number one West Indian fan. She's like, listen, it's just the same thing that happened at the CPL. We only had 3 venues. Those pitches got tired. So I had mentioned that earlier in the stream as well, or in the year. Like, man, the IPL and the T20 World Cup are a week apart. And all these games are being played literally in the same venues. These pitches but the pitches were trashed the minute that the IPL got to the UAE. So I still want to know what happened that it changed the pitches so drastically. With that being said, I'm not going to be here spewing sour grapes about the pitch because we saw the pitch affect England as well, excuse me, right? They lost 4 wickets. I mean, there were some balls there that I don't know what you do with, but it was their mentality where England was like, okay, we lost 4 wickets. Let's slow things down because this pitch is doing funny things. And the West Indians don't play that way. They were, that's really the reason they lost. We saw the same thing happen with in the first game where Australia, won, but it was a close match because the wicket was doing funny things and they had to take their time to score to even chase that low total of 118. So we're going to have to start talking about what's a good total here in the World Cup. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys for joining us for another installment of Our 3 Wickets. And as Nick, as you're the victor, I want to let you start to try to, have bring some brightness to the situation because I'm sorry, most of what's going to come out of my mouth is negative. I'm just saying, guys.
Well, I can already tell because you're absolutely wrong. It's not the pitch why your West Indies lost. Your West Indies lost because they went against a powerhouse in England. That bowling attack, ladies and gentlemen. Why in the world can you not give credit where it's due? And you want to know, I'm going to start with what I liked. Because I want you to be in pain, my friend. Try and muster up something. You want to know what I loved about this? Is that Owen Morgan knows what he's doing as a captain. Thank goodness, right?
Right.
Because he's not destroying the ball. But he knows what he's doing. First of all, he gets Moeen Ali in there, a spinner, and all these overs, right? Works really, really well.
Early,
but
yeah.
Who started the wicket taking? Who started the West Indies collapse? Chris Woakes. I know there's no British symbols right here, but it's the closest thing I have to it. Captain England. He gets you started off right from the start. Chris Woakes, who can't bowl in the UAE. Oh, okay, they're not here right now. You can't bowl in the UAE. This guy can bowl anywhere. And West Indies, you are lucky you didn't score more runs. You're lucky because you would have saw his bat as well. You didn't get to see that trick today. I love the fact that Chris Woakes got started, but I love the bowling altogether because Chris Woakes, he was an afterthought. The superstar that is Chris Woakes was an afterthought in this bowling attack because he only got himself 2 overs. Moeen Ali, we'll get to you later as well, and what we did not like. Well, I loved your 2 wickets that you got. And I love how you control it. Economy rate of 4.2. He says, Rashid Khan, what's up? Right? Low economy rate. Tymal Mills, who I was praising from the very beginning. Gabe wasn't trusting his pace. I was praising. No, I wasn't really. 4 overs. Again, economy rate 4.2, 2 wickets. It's like double make gum right there with those 2 bowlers. And then you got Chris Jordan. Chris Jordan only gave up 7 runs in 2 overs.
That's
what is
unheard
going
of.
on? Got himself a wicket, but Adil Rashid. Oh, man. Where do we see this guy where he was lining up to? Was it the 100? I can't remember. This guy has been in some kind of form, right? He's been in some kind of form. 4 wickets. Look at that economy rate, Gabe. 2+ overs, only 2 runs. 2 runs. This is the guy at Christmas time who gives his kids like used socks or something like that because he's not going to spend any money for those kids. He was absolutely phenomenal. The West Indies did not realize that he was the Rashid monster, for crying out loud, because he just took him. Oh, he ate him up, like Gabe said. He ate him up. Delicioso, whatever that garbage is.
Delicioso. Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso.
I said. All right, but I love the fact that Josh Butler on the batting side, not out, my captain, just saying, yours too.
Right.
And the fact that Morgan, watch out, Morgan got a boundary and he got himself 7 runs. So this was a great match altogether, with the exception, and I'll get to that later, of a few elements. This wasn't as much of a blowout as it should be. And let me just say one more thing as I'm tooting my own horn, because I'm the only one that will toot my own horn. Everyone's afraid to do it. When did they chase this, Gabe? It's on the video. I said the 9th over. They chased it the 9th over. Okay? Right. This guy calls himself Gabe Stradamus when he predicts the sky's going to be blue, for crying out loud. I give real predictions. I said the 9th over, and I was absolutely right. That's right. Drive by, baby. That's what I liked, Gabe. I loved it.
I got to ask you a question. Is the sky not blue?
It is, but I'm saying that's an easy prediction.
So I was going to say,
that's
was that not
prediction.
Right? Oh, I didn't say it. Where did we say predictions got to be tough? Come on.
9th over, baby.
That's a different question. Listen, no. All jokes aside, I want to kind of piggyback on what you just said there for a minute. First and foremost, guys, I saw Tymal Mills in the 100, right, with the Southern Brave.
Absolutely.
And I was rooting against the Southern Brave. And, of course, Tymal Mills lit everybody up, baby. So, for me, that's why I was like, wow, this guy could bowl. And I remember on the broadcast, I'm talking about this guy may be England's next fastest pacer. Nick, he bowls over 90 miles an hour, okay? He's like 94, 95. He's got Mark Wood kind of pace. And, of course, Wood has way more pace, but Wood's always hurt. So, on the 100...
He would have more pace. I'm just saying.
Oh, my gosh. On the 100 broadcast, I remember them mentioning that this guy has pace and could be a replacement, especially in limited format, for Wood, because he's always hurt. Of course, he's in. We just saw it. And I think that's where I have a tough time, and I'll talk about that with what I learned. But what translated? What did I expect? Tymal Mills. When you were talking about I would like some more pace, I said Tymal Mills. Did it translate? Yes. So later on, when we talk about what we learned, I'm still dumbfounded why some people don't take these slower domestic tournaments more seriously and say, oh, that was only in IPL. Oh, that was only in the CPL. Oh, that was only in the 100. I'm still lost there. And I'm honestly asking for help. And we'll talk about that later, what I learned. But to your point, Chris Woakes, the most underrated English player, period. You're absolutely right. Gosh, this guy is so big. And I don't know why in the IPL they don't give him more love. Honestly, I don't know why England doesn't give him more love. There should never be a time he's left out of the team. And at first, I thought you were just like way too much with the man love with him. I'll be honest, I was getting a little jealous. Me and Jody were like, what is with this Chris Woakes guy? We were having text conversations or whatever. Facebook friends, we were like, listen, I don't like this Chris Woakes love whatsoever. And we're going to have to reach out to Chris Woakes and say he has to block Nick because this is unacceptable. But Cricket love. But you're right, bro. He's a savage, and I'm going to take my hat off to him. Wow.
But didn't you think for a second they were going to throw Sam Curran in there instead, or Tom Curran instead?
I did, because
I was worried about it.
They don't value him, and I don't know. Cricket fans, in England, cricket fans, let us know, why is he not valued? What are we seeing that you guys, or vice versa? What do you guys see that we don't see? Because we honestly think he is an underrated player and one of the best all-rounders England has at the moment, especially since Ben Stokes is out. With that being said, I don't want to take anything away from you. One more thing I wanted to give credit to, your Owen Morgan love. Owen Morgan is now. I'm sorry. Does McCullum also coach this team here? I'm sorry. No, right? Because everybody was like, oh, he's just a robot. He follows orders. He's not that good of a captain for KKR. He did the same thing that I remember I lost my mind when he did it for KKR, when he threw Nitish Rana out in the first over. I'm like, you're starting with a spinner who's not even a real bowler. He's a part-time bowler. What are you doing? I'm like, Moeen Ali, what are you doing? Bro, this guy is masterful. And I crush his personal playing, Nick, because he's so bad right now. His form is so bad. But today I did learn the value of Owen Morgan. So I'm just glad you mentioned that, because we do give him a lot of. Don't tell me it's all McCullum now. McCullum's in the IPL. He's easy. He's not. He's a Kiwi, right? McCullum ain't over unless McCullum's. Is he secretly texting McCullum? All right, what do you think I should do here, mate? I don't know. Why don't you give me a game plan? You guys think McCullum gave him a game plan? I'm curious. No? Okay, then let's give Owen Morgan a little bit more love. Just saying. With that being said, what did I like on my West Indies side? Nick, I said they quit. I lost it, bro. And that first innings was so hard to watch. That was some of the angriest Gabe you guys will get, all right? It wasn't even just Rant Monster having fun, Gabe. I was disgusted by the performance, Gabe. That is Knicks losing in the playoffs to a rookie Trey Young, Gabe. That was the Giants, Danny Dimes tripping over himself with nobody in front of him, Gabe. That was like, it was bad. It was bad. And I was embarrassed by that performance. I was like, are you kidding me? These guys have quit on the West Indies cricket board. They've quit on Pollard. They've quit on each other. They've quit it as a team. All right, this is embarrassing. 3 losses in a row. Because, yes, I'll talk about that later. Practice matches do count. But then I saw the fight when they were bowling. The catch by Hussein was amazing. No, these guys didn't quit. The effort that, was it Puran that almost made that unbelievable catch, Nick, that it hit his hands? Hayden Walsh Jr. made. That shows you're right, they didn't quit. So I was wrong. You guys want to admit when I'm wrong? Nick says I don't ever admit when I'm wrong, which I don't. I was wrong. They didn't quit. Because if they would have quit, they wouldn't have even taken a wicket. These guys were actually out there trying to take wickets and trying to win. So I can admit when I was wrong, and I was wrong there. All right, they did not quit. With the bats, they just got the bats knocked out of their hands. But Hussein, 2 wickets. Okay, again, guys, spinners are dominating in the UAE. God, I'm a stupid American that doesn't know anything about cricket, and I know it. How come everybody else doesn't? For the love of Pete. Hussein, 2 wickets, 24 runs, all right, 4 overs, 6 economy rate, second lowest economy rate. Need I say more? West Indies, you got a guy named Roston Chase. What are you doing? West Indies, I'll get to that when I get to what I didn't like. But again, it was the effort on bowling side. It was the effort on fielding. And that's the one thing I liked, because really there was not much else to like. It was the fielding and bowling effort that these guys put up, which showed me that they really didn't quit. Now they have to change their approach as a team batting, especially with the way these pitches are. Okay, Nick, but they didn't quit. So I was wrong for saying that, and I'll eat my words. I was wrong. That fielding effort, that catch by Hussein, by the way, was the same catch that we saw called no out. Remember, Nick, with who was it in the New Zealand game with Kyle Jamieson? So let's get it together. Is it out or not? I mean, come on. It's almost as bad as LBW. If they got the catch secure, I don't care if the ball touches the floor. That's stupidity. But, Nick, that's what I liked. The fielding effort and the bowling effort, because I'm sorry, there's not much else to like. What did you hate? Give me something you hated from the West, from England side.
There was a bunch of stuff I hated. And people might forget this who've been following CFA for a while. I'm an England cricket fan. I have been since the very beginning. India and England, absolutely. And so I was so excited. I'm like, yes, I'm going to see some England international cricket. It's been a long time. I get to see some of my favorite cricketers. They're all right here. And I'm absolutely excited to watch this match. You start off bowling out the West Indies in the 15th over, 55 runs. You can't get any better than that, honestly, for the most part. What do you expect against West Indies? But they weren't able to stick the landing. That's what I hated. They weren't able to stick the landing. Talking about their innings, thank goodness Butler knows what he's doing. I don't give Butler a lot of credit. I didn't like the sledging he did in that one video we reacted to. But this guy knows how to open. This guy knows how to bat. And this guy he's not as consistent as I want to be, but he's very, very consistent. He saw 4 wickets go off around him as can we just chase this easy score and go home For crying out loud, what is going on here? It was absolutely atrocious. Jason Roy, I'm not going to go too much into it because I am an England fan, but my stance on him being garbage has continued, okay? Hey, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. I've seen a small percentage of England international matches the last 5 years. Maybe it's me. But every time I watch him play, he rarely ever fires or performs. And once again, you just take your time. You got a 6. That's great. But then you got caught on the weakest little shot to Gale. I mean, Gale was sitting there able to scratch his nose, set the picnic blanket down before he made the catch. It was absolutely ridiculous. Johnny Bairstow, I'm not going to get to Johnny Bairstow, okay? I'm not even going to get to him because what else is new? Like, no one's surprised by that. They're not going to put that in the newspaper because people are like, why are you putting that? That's not news. Like, it's not even going to happen. So I'm not going to get to Johnny Bairstow. You don't
half century, Nick. Next match, guaranteed half century because that's who he is.
He'll get like 85. Absolutely. But we're not even going to get to that, okay? Livingstone. I'm not going to get to you. I'm so disappointed. I was so much on your side for the 100. I'm this close to not be on your side anymore. You are not in form right now. It was an amazing catch by Hossein. Amazing catch, right? One could argue he might have got a boundary on that. But I'm not sure how I feel about that. But the biggest frustration for me, Gabe.
Oh, yes. It's coming. It's coming.
Is Moeen Ali. The guy cannot run. He was arguably probably an MVP for CSK this season in the IPL. I saw him in RCB. He was garbage. He got run out on a free hit. And as he got run out, he's just sitting there, staying there like, you can't get run out on a free hit. You can? That's legal? I mean, he was making up every excuse in the book. He goes to CSK, a rival of mine in the IPL. He doesn't do this kind of stuff. He comes to England. Wait, Nick's rooting for me? Watch this, Nick. I got a special for you. When that run out happened, first it was just a run out. I'm like, these guys are playing so careless. What's going on? And then I noticed it was Ali, and I almost lost my mind. His name has been changed. If you didn't catch it in the stream, it's no longer Moeen Ali, okay? Rouhani cannot run. That's of the past. We're not worried about that more. It's no Ali, Moeen Ali, because no, don't do it. Don't do it. We're chasing like pennies right here. No, Ali, don't. And I just can't help it. I had a girlfriend once, Gabe. Let me get this off my chest real quick. I had a girlfriend. It did not last too long. It did not work out too well. And Jody was right after this girlfriend. Thank goodness Jody came and saved my life. This girl she was annoying. Let's just say it. She was. We're playing a game. It was a family game. It's a very complex strategic game. And we told her, in this game, it's a bidding game. Don't bid your first time. What does she do? She bids her first time. And she bids a high amount that you can't even defend in this card game. Why are you doing this? I'm asking her. And she's like, because it's fun. That's Moeen Ali. It's fun to run. What are you doing? It was absolutely atrocious. Thank goodness the score was 55. Gabe, if the score was 110, I'd be worried. I would have been worried that they would have fallen apart in this match. Moeen Ali, shame on you. I better not see that again, my friend. I better not see that again. That's what I did not like.
Wow, my man hates Moeen Ali so much he compared him to an ex-girlfriend. That is classic. That is classic. Listen,
probably one of the worst I've ever had.
That's all you hear from the other end, guys. As soon as there's a possible single, no! If it's Moeen Ali, no! They're not saying Mo. They're saying no, don't run. Don't take a run there. Like, but it's at the boundary. No! Just stay.
No, I mean, the whole fans are start chanting it.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, it could be like close, unless it's a boundary or 6. CSK, Dhoni was very, very cautious. He told them, listen, you take 4s and 6s, okay? No singles over here, my friend. No doubles over here. And if you ever try to take 3 runs on you're done. I'll bench you for the rest of your life, okay?
The first official match once he left Dhoni, what does he do? Dhoni, I give you more credit. You're the captain of the century. This guy had no blunders for you. Dhoni's seen that. He's like, man, I've been telling you for how long now? 1 match away from Dhoni, and look what happens. Dhoni, you are the man, for crying out loud.
Dhoni's captain in Team India. So if they meet up with England, they're like, you know what, guys? Give Moeen Ali a whole bunch of singles. Just give it right there. Bowl it perfectly in the slot. Look, he can't help himself. He's gonna run, guys. He's gonna run.
Don't he have like an electric shock thing on his leg that he would push, like if he thought about running? Oh, sorry.
He had the reins on him, bro. Yeah, one of those invisible collars. Don't run. All right, man. He is the worst runner ever. This guy cannot gauge what a single is, and it's brutal. Brutal, man. That is so funny. I knew you were gonna lose your mind about that, and honestly, it was so funny when it happened because I'm watching it, and as I noticed it was Moeen Ali, I just said, "Oh, Nick's gonna explode," and that was the one good thing that happened to me in the stream, bro. Because I was like, "He's gonna be as angry as I am," because Moeen Ali is terrible at running, bro. He is bad at running. Yo, he needs to go hang out with like Usain Bolt or somebody like that to teach them how to run, bro. Because man, listen, it's bad. It's ugly. It's ugly, Nick. With that being said.
Oh, God.
That's so funny. I'm going to go right now and talk about, all right, what I hated. And not the individual batting performances frustrated me. The West Indies in the last 3 games now, Nick, they hit 1-6 today. In the last 2 games, and I know what you're going to say, they're practice matches, they've only hit 2 sixes. Maybe I just look at stats too much, and that's my American side. But did you realize that this was the least amount of sixes hit in an IPL this last year that went through once they got to the UAE? Okay, the team that had the most amount of sixes actually lost. Guys, it is hard because of these slow, sticky pitches to hit sixes out here. And I don't understand what the West Indies were thinking, trying to take these huge boundary shots, having seen the last 2 games that they're not going to be there. 4 sixes in the last, they got 3 in 2 games and the 2 practice games and 1 in this game. I'm super concerned, bro. I'm super concerned. And people can sit here and say, oh, Gabe, there's only 1 game. No, it's 3 games that they've realized, oh, wow, our normal approach doesn't work here. And we're going to have to do a better job about rotating the strike, which is something the West Indies doesn't do. Okay. And to my point, you guys should say, oh, horrible batting, horrible by the West Indies. Yeah. Jason Roy, who Nick hates, only got the other 6 on the other team. All right. 2 sixes hit in this game. Now I get it. The full complement of overs weren't played, but Nick, go back and watch the IPL. These pitches have been detrimental to big scores as far as sixes and boundaries being hit. You've got to play a different kind of game. And it's the mental approach that really pisses me off about the West Indies, all right? That they got to figure it out. They cannot they cannot go in with the slugging approach. If they do, they will lose. Bottom line, all right? You got to look at the moment and be able to adjust on the fly, right? And say, okay, what's the pitch doing? Right? What do we even have pitch reports if you're going to just play your game? No. What's the pitch doing? What do we need to figure out about this? How do we need to play here? And that's what's lacking. What's also lacking is on the selection committee to be able to also look at the pitch report, look at the history, recent history of what's going on. Who led England with wickets, Nick? Moeen Ali, 2 wickets. Okay. A spinner. Who led West Indies?
Rashid
got 4. Oh, I forgot Rashid had a 4-fer. Oh, that's disgusting. I hate Rashid. No, I don't hate Rashid. But
how dare you?
Abdul Rashid, also a spinner, right? Correct me if I'm wrong there. You also got on the West Indies side.
He's a spinner. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Hossein also got 2 wickets. Dude, it's not complicated, man. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
You're right. You were right about that one. You've been saying that for a long time.
What is that from? Remember that? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Anybody ever seen that?
Gosh.
The reference?
Oh my gosh.
He's got the same face. They're all the same face. Zoolander.
I know. I've seen the movie several times, but I can never pick up the quotes on that one.
That's me. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, Nick. You've got a Roston Chase. Fine. I'm not going to mention the Ryan because Renil explained and a whole bunch of other people, he chose not to play. And I'm going to take their word for it. I love my West Indies fans. I love my they're so passionate about their team. I take their whether it's the action or he chose not to play, fine. We're not going to talk about Narayan. You also got Roston Chase right there on the roster, don't you? You also have Hayden Walsh Jr., don't you? A guy that didn't make the team, which, okay, there's a guy named Cromwell. You've got other spinners. Guys, look at what just recently happened, man. Nick, it's so frustrating to me when teams And I think it goes back to, I'm going to talk about later what I learned. But obviously, the West Indies cricket selection team paid no attention to the IPL. And even though the IPL was at the same venue, the UAE, that the T20 Championship was going to be, they just said, oh, no, that doesn't matter. And shame on you. Shame on you for that garbage. You better put more than one spinner in there next time. How dare you? How dare you set this team up to fail? Roston Chase was the MVP in the CPL. Are you kidding me? And he's a spinner. Why? Why? I don't get it, bro. And it's just so frustrating to me. To me, that's what I hated. This team did not go in with a mentality to win from the batters, not taking the approach and not learning over 3 games. Holy crap, we've hit 4 games in three games. We've hit 4 sixes in 3 games. I've seen Pollard hit 6 sixes in an over. In 1 over. And you hit 4. You might want to change your approach. I'm sorry. You just may want to change your approach. Okay? And it's just, that's all I got to say. The mentality, the coaching, the selection is terrible for the West Indies. And I pray, honestly, and this is honestly for CFA and Boring Reviews, Twitter, I pray that they change their approaches. If they throw the same team out there next time, Nick, I'm calling everything from match fixing to bribery, corruption, nepotism. It's all coming out. It's all coming out because I'm attacking the board. I'm going to lose my mind.
You are ridiculous. What happens if they keep the same 11 and they win by like 60 runs? What are you going to do then?
You believe that?
What,
you believe that's going to happen?
I believe in the world of sports, anything could happen. And I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility because West Indies is they're a batting juggernaut. Not today. It didn't work out today, but it doesn't mean they're sucked. So I'll love to see it. The thing I learned, Gabe, is very, very simple. This is where I learned. Okay. Breaking and entering does pay off. Kids, don't listen to this part right here, okay? Because I broke into Gabe's house. I stole that West Indies cap, and look at what happened.
Right? I can't find my cap. Did you take it, bro? I can't find my cap.
I'm just messing around. I don't know. Maybe you took it to school. You didn't realize it. Who knows? No. But what I learned about this match is exactly what Gabe's been saying, and he was right about. Oh man, that just like so gross. Like I'm vomiting right now. He's been asking for the spinners. He said, guys, get spin heavy, get spin heavy, get spin heavy. Here, the UAE, you're going to need it. England was listening, right? England was listening. They had 2 spinners out of their 5 bowlers, but still, those 2 spinners got 6 wickets for crying out loud. Bring on the spinners. And we heard about how Akshar Patel, he was kicked off the whole team, right? For whatever reason, replaced by someone else. So you might be thinking, oh, maybe we need some Akshar Patel. But anyways, that's for a different day. What I learned is how important the spin is for here at the UAE. Low-scoring matches, I hope it's not a continuing thing, but as far as trends go, it probably will be. Maybe not this low-scoring. And I learned that it's good. It's good to be an England cricket fan. It really is. It puts you in a good mood. Gabe, you should consider it. That's what I learned.
I hate you. I hate you guys. Guys, I mean, and Nick, just to my point, okay, in 2018, Rashid Pant had 37 sixes, right, in the IPL. Shane Watson had 35. Abdul Raidu had 30. Basically, the top 7 or 8 guys all had 30, okay? In 2019, Russell lost his mind. 52 sixes that year. 52 in 2019, Nick, okay? 52, then 30, 29, 27. Everybody's up there, okay, in 2019. 2020, okay, Ishan Kishan, again, 30. Everybody's down to Pollard at 22. This year, 21. One guy had 30, okay, which was your boy, KL Rahul, which really tells you why I am so excited. I already mentioned, I think he's going to be the player of the game for, not the game, but the player of the year for India, bro, because he is nice. And then you had Faf and Gaikwad, and that's it. Everybody else is in the teens, bro, okay? This UAE really depresses 6 hitting, okay? I think 3 guys were in the 20, only 1 guy in the 30s. Guys, the West Indies, please, I'm begging you, change your approach. If you try to hit 6s here, you're done. You're going home early, all right? You're going to be chilling with Oman, okay? And you're going to be thinking, Oman, we should have stopped trying to hit all these 6s. I know, I just stole Nick's pun there, all right? That Oman pun was awesome. I was laughing. My brother was like, bro, you guys are out of control. He's like, Oman. You know what I'm saying? Like, Oh man, we should have stopped trying to hit all these sixes because it is just this UAE is terrible for it this year. And again, 3 guys or 4 guys were even in the 20s, 1 guy in the 30s this last IPL, everybody else in the teens. That just doesn't happen. It's depressing what's going on with sixes this year in the UAE. And I'm telling you right now, Nick, I'm scared for my West Indies because I don't know if they've got a different mentality, if they can rotate the strike, if they can score quickly. This actually bodes well for the Baba Azams of the world and Virat Kohli. I don't think anybody's better than Kohli at running between the wickets. That guy loves stealing singles. And I'm like, that's a single? Moeen Ali, did you see that? That's a single. That's a single. All right? You know what I mean? Like, bro, the ball could literally be 15 feet away from him, and he's still stealing the single. I'm like, my gosh, it's brutal. Bro, today, the universe, I get it. He's the universe boss. There was a ball he hit. It was like, it's still within the restricted circle, right? But it was pretty far, and he didn't even look interested in taking the single. He's like, dot city. I'm like, come on, man, take the single. Oh, dude. Nick, it was frustrating. I want to jump into what I learned. What did you learn, my friend? Because this taught me a lot today. What did you learn?
Well, I already told you what I learned about the spinning.
The spinning. Okay. I learned, and I think the biggest thing I learned is forget about we talked about the wicket. We talked about the bowling. I think that teams, and maybe I'm wrong here, but I think because there's a competition, an inherent competition between IPL and international cricket, right? Or even the 100 and international cricket, or even the BBL and international cricket. These international cricket teams, these cricket boards don't appreciate the level of competition there, and they literally think it's throwaway. And even some of the fans talk like, oh, that's only in the BBL, that's only in the 100, that's only in the IPL, that's only in the CPL. Guys, it's the most recent thing that happened. Okay, I remember saying in one of our streams, why isn't Tymal Mills playing for? Why is this the first time I've heard of him playing for the Southern Brave, right, for England? I've seen England throw trash out there, especially since Wood is hurt and they've lost Jofra Archer, and they're like, oh well, he's not ready for international scene. What? Tymal Mills, like, it translates, and I need you. And I'm not trying to be obnoxious here, Nick. But why is it that it seems like same thing what happened with the IPL, right? We were going crazy, like Varun Chakrabarti. What about Varun? What about Rashid Pant? What about who else did we want in there? I forget. Last year we were talking about how great he did in the IPL.
We were doing Padikkal, right? We were obsessed.
Padikkal, obsessed with the guy, and I still love Padikkal. 2 of those 3 guys are now on the Indian international scene. Why is it that it's like the IPL, these domestic leagues are looked down on when the level of competition, I think, may be better than some of these lower teams? That's just being honest, okay? And if these teams keep ignoring, the BBL is a good example. Why does Australia keep throwing some of the trash why is Aaron Finch still on Australia? I don't understand, Nick. I want to choke myself every time he's out there. I don't care if he's a captain. Owen Morgan, if he wins games like Owen Morgan, that's one thing he doesn't. Right? He's worse than Owen Morgan because he can't put together a good game plan and he can't hit. Gosh, I'm done with Aaron Finch, bro. Like, there's other talent there. I saw them in the BBL. Please, that's the one question I want answered in this our 3 wickets, guys.
I agree with that one. I don't understand.
Why do international cricket boards and teams overlook players from domestic leagues like the BBL, like the CPL, like the IPL, like the 100? Okay, and it takes forever to get these guys into play, and you continue to play these guys that've been there forever that are trash. I swear, if I go to the Ashes and Tim Payne is there again, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it, bro. You want to talk about a captain that I'm gonna lose it, bro? And it's like, really? I saw 3 wicket keepers in the BBL that's better than Tim Payne. Come on, man. Gosh. Oh, Nick, I'm done.
Gabe. Well, I don't know why that is a threat that you're going to lose it. You lose it anyways. You lose it every day anyways. Why is that a threat? Ladies and gentlemen, let us know what your thoughts are for these first 2 matches. We didn't mention, and I get a little fuzzy. There we go. We didn't mention South Africa, Australia too much, but I just watched the last 9 balls. Australia was able to chase. Very, very impressive there. But let us know what you think about these 2 matches. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to join us for some crazy amazingness tomorrow with India, Pakistan. We're so excited for it. And I'm hoping I'm hoping like the copyright gods or whatever don't like close our stream before we start, because that's what it would be, right?
I'm making my pick right now. I'm making my pick right now.
Are you? Wow, I wonder.
Mush pick, baby. KL Raul, who should have, and I am a CSK fan. KL Raul got robbed out of his orange cap.
Mush someone else. Don't even think about it.
What? KL Raul? Bro, I just showed you he had the most
match. No, I'm done.
He said, wow, drive by at the Sri Lankan match. It's like, no, stay away from him. Please, Gabe, stay away from KL Raul. Nick, honestly, don't you think KL Raul is going to be the catalyst as well as he played in the IPL? Think about this. The guy barely on the last match for CSK is when he lost the orange cap. Those teams had 2 more games than he did. And I believe he also lost another game this year because they only played 13. Yeah, he played 13 matches, bro. Don't you think KL Raul, dude, 36s, he only played 13 matches to Faf and Gaikwad, who both played 16, and he lost the cap by literally 9 runs. He had 626 runs. They had 633, 635, respectively, Gaikwad and Faf. Don't you think he's the catalyst, bro?
Dude, I do think he is, but why do you got to mention him? Why? You know your record.
Because I believe in him. And I think that I'm hoping he leaves Punjab and comes to CSK. I would like him to come to CSK.
Stop that. You stop it right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm not making any picks besides India winning tomorrow, baby. Oh. And we'll have to see what happens. Don't forget to join us early before the match starts for all the festivities. And until next time.
That's 6 runs.